District0x is really the next step in this progression of decentralized companies and products we've been seeing the past couple of years. It's a network of these decentralized markets. I talked to Joe, one of the co-founders, to get more information. Enjoy. All right, so what is District0x? Can you give us like the 30-second version of what it is?
Yeah, so District0x is a network of decentralized marketplaces. The first marketplace on the network, ETHLance, it's a job board built completely on Ethereum and IPFS. It's been live on the mainnet since January 2017.
Okay, so District0x is specifically for marketplaces then?
Marketplaces, or it could operate a community. So when I say a community,
Okay.
we envision something like a Reddit style interface or almost like a Craigslist type of community being able to be facilitated by District0x. So at the core of ETHLance, which is our first marketplace, the functionality it provides is really the ability to post listings, to search and filter through those listings, to rank and give reputation to other users on the platform, and to do payments or invoicing, which those are like the core functionalities that really power any kind of online marketplace like a Uber or Airbnb or an eBay, or if you were to tack payments onto something like a Reddit or a Craigslist, that's pretty much how that would look. So yeah, that's kind of like with ETHLance, it's a job board. And we got good traction at first, but we kind of thought it'd be like a shame to really not use that functionality for something more than that, because we think it could be useful to really power lots of types of communities and marketplaces. So that's what we're hoping to accomplish.
Great. So what is it? Is it like a form of APIs or tools you can use? I mean, what does it look like to the person trying to build a marketplace?
Yes. So, well, ETHLance itself is the inspiration for this backend that we're building called District0x infrastructure, or infra, short for infrastructure. It's the ETHLance backend is powered by 14 smart contracts, all Ethereum smart contracts. The front end files are distributed via IPFS. So the infrastructure that we're building out now, which is based on this ETHLance backend, it's going to contain about the same amount of smart contracts, although some of them will be shared by all districts. And when I say district, I'm really just referring to a marketplace. They'll be shared by all marketplaces on the network. And then you also have some smart contracts that are specific to each district.
Yeah, that's cool. It sounds like you're just kind of abstracting away a lot of the boilerplate work.
Yeah, really trying to reprovide the framework and allow people to really create what they want with it.
Yeah. So how are they? So I also see that your marketplaces work on Aragon as well. So we actually talked to the Aragon people in an earlier interview. Can you expound on how the District0x is taking advantage of that?
Yeah, so with District0x, we really wanted to find a way to, well, let me backtrack a bit. We're building a marketplace, a decentralized marketplace or decentralized network of decentralized marketplaces. So when I say that, there's lots of decentralized marketplaces, but they're controlled normally by one person. So you have like an Uber, which is controlled by a central entity, versus something like, well, you have Bazaar, which is a decentralized network, but it's really individual storefronts that are controlled by one person. So we're kind of trying to blend those concepts and allow the users of these marketplaces to actually participate in the governance and financial successes. So to do that, we are using Aragon, which is, as I view it, kind of an operating system for decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs. And we're using Aragon to, every time a district is created on the network, a corresponding Aragon entity will be launched to their network. Via that entity, all of the district's governance processes will be managed. So we are introducing a District0x network token, which is really a staking token that allows anyone to gain access to voting shares in these Aragon entities. So how that will look is we'll have a interface that allows people to pretty easily just choose which district they want to stake their tokens to, set what amount they can choose to stake their tokens to multiple districts if they want, but basically just allow them to participate in the governance of their favorite markets or communities. So say someone likes ETHLance, you go through our interface, choose to stake some of their tokens to it. Via the Aragon entity, they'll gain some voting shares in that Aragon entity and actually use those to be able to participate in proposing stuff, voting on different proposals that get proposed by other community members, and then ultimately deciding how the development of that district takes shape.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So for people that are beyond, just staking in a currently involved community, so how do people come to you with their own community idea? How do they get on the platform?
Yeah, so actually a couple of days ago, we introduced a more formal process. At first, we were just taking suggestions via Slack, but we realized pretty quickly that that would get out of hand pretty fast. So we set up a new repo in our GitHub, and we put like a specific process to submit proposals. Basically, just need a name, description, and an overview of what you're trying to accomplish. And yeah, via that, we're allowing our community to thumbs up to kind of vote on whether you think it's a good idea. And if we're like setting a quorum that needs to be achieved there, if you get enough thumbs up via the GitHub repo, that we're actually we built a Carbon Vote implementation. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Carbon Vote, but when the DAO hack happened, there was Carbon Vote was this mechanism that was built to allow people to signal which way they would like to see the network go, whether they wanted to see really reverted or not. So in that sense, we're really just using that tool. We built our custom implementation of it, and we're gonna take like whatever the best marketplaces are from our GitHub repo that are suggested and add those to that interface to allow people to actually choose which districts they'd like us to see us build next.
So what's your roadmap here? What are your plans for the future in the infrastructure, the district infrastructure side for the next 6 months to 2 years?
Yeah, so our sales coming up in about 2 weeks from now, so that's our immediate focus. Beyond that, though, my partner is working on our second market, which is called Name Bazaar. It's an ENS, the Ethereum name service. It's an exchange for those names. It's also going to have a cool ability to trade subdomains registered on ENS. So lots of services like Aragon, for example, they're going to have I think they're registered company.eth, and they're going to build a directory of companies that are deployed on Aragon. Via something like using a subdomain registry like that, someone could register, take District0x.company.eth, for example. And if we wanted to actually sell that username to someone, for example, we could, which for a company registry, not necessarily so useful, but down the road where people are playing games and registering game usernames, or like with a platform like Status that will have lots of users, and they're going to have a similar username registry. So I can register joe.statusim.eth, and that may be valuable someday, and I could actually trade it via this marketplace that we're building. And then the third one to be launched, which is about 3 to 4 months out from now, is called Meme Factory, which is actually based on the work of Simon de la Riviere. He's been working on this curation markets idea for a while. So we're going to use an implementation of that to kind of build like a hybrid of a Rare Pepe wallet and a Reddit. So Meme Economy is a really popular subreddit, and basically people just post their memes and upvote it and comment on it, like whether I would pay this amount of good boy tokens, say, for this meme, and it's kind of just a whimsical thing at the moment. But yeah, using Simon's curation markets model, we're going to actually allow people to sort of make some money off their memes. So the way it'll work is it'll kind of look like, well, it'll look very much like Reddit in terms of the interface, and you will envision like you're kind of upvoting or downvoting, but what you're actually doing is you're minting or destroying a token. So it has like an exponential pricing curve where the first person that creates their meme and tokenizes it, well, it's pretty cheap for them to do so. The next person that comes in and upvotes it, well, they're really buying a token. It's a little bit more expensive for them, and on and on. And then depending on where you are on the price curve, if you want to cash out, you can destroy your token, take whatever percentage of the pool you'd be owed at that point. And yeah, it's kind of just like a neat pricing mechanism to allow people to make some money off their memes. Beyond that,
yeah, it's going to be real interesting.
Yeah, we think that would be pretty fun. Beyond that, we are going to allow the community to decide what the next 5 districts they would like us, the team, to deploy are. And then we're also working on a creation interface, which will be due sometime next year, we're planning, which will allow anyone to create their own district. So yeah, we're kind of building our own at first, so we can perfect this infrastructure and make sure that everything works smooth. And then once we're confident with that, then we'll turn it out to the wild and let anyone deploy their own.